At Manila's Ninoy Aquino International Airport, Miguel Santos stands quietly near the departure gate, clutching his old wooden guitar covered in stickers from local music gigs. The noise of travelers echoes around him, but his heart beats with a rhythm of hope and fear. His grandmother, Lola Rosa, stands a few steps away, her wrinkled hands holding a small rosary as she blesses him for the journey ahead. "Anak, remember, sing with your heart, not just your voice," she says softly, her eyes glistening with pride and worry. Miguel smiles, fighting back tears, and hugs her tightly, inhaling the comforting scent of home. The loudspeaker announces his flight to Dublin, Ireland. He takes a deep breath, promising himself he will make her proud. As he walks toward the boarding gate, a montage plays in his mind, singing at church events, performing at small cafes in Quezon City, the nights he stayed awake dreaming of big stages and bright lights. Outside the airplane window, the skyline of Manila fades into the clouds. Miguel strums his guitar gently, whispering the first line of the Elvis song that changed his life. The world beyond awaits him, but his heart remains in the Philippines, carrying the love, sacrifice, and spirit of his grandmother. This moment marks not just the start of a flight, but the beginning of a dream that will take a young Filipino from humble streets to the grand stage of Ireland's Got Talent. Backstage at Ireland's Got Talent, Miguel Santos stands surrounded by bright lights, camera crews, and nervous contestants. His heart pounds as he listens to the audience cheering for the previous act. He adjusts his microphone, his hands trembling slightly. In his pocket, he carries a tiny photograph of his grandmother, the same woman who taught him to sing Elvis songs when he was just a boy in Quezon City. He closes his eyes and takes a deep breath, whispering a quiet prayer in Tagalog, "Panjanun, Gabayan mo ako." The stage manager gives him a reassuring nod and signals that it's almost his turn. Miguel tunes his guitar one last time, humming softly to calm his nerves. The smell of the stage, a mix of smoke, sweat, and anticipation, fills the air. He can hear Simon Cowell's voice through the curtain, talking to the audience. Miguel feels a surge of fear and excitement. This is it. He remembers the nights he sang barefoot in the streets of his hometown, dreaming of this very moment. As the curtain begins to rise, the lights blind him for a second, and he steps forward with slow, steady courage. The audience quiets down, curious about the shy young man with a gentle smile and a Filipino accent. He grips his guitar, takes another breath, and thinks of his Lola Rosa's words, "The world listens when you sing from the heart." Then the music cue begins, and Miguel steps fully into the spotlight. Miguel stands center stage, the microphone catching the trembling in his breath. The judges look at him with mixed curiosity and skepticism. Simon Cowell leans forward, narrowing his eyes as he asks, "What will you be singing for us tonight?" Miguel answers softly, "I'll be singing an Elvis Presley song, for my grandmother back home in the Philippines." The audience murmurs, intrigued by his accent and gentle tone. Simon raises an eyebrow, clearly unsure. "Elvis? That's a big name to take on," he remarks, almost teasing. Miguel just smiles shyly and replies, "I'll try my best, sir." The lights dim slightly, and the stage turns golden as the first notes begin. Miguel grips his guitar and starts to sing, "Can't Help Falling in Love." His voice, deep and rich, fills the hall with emotion that silences every whisper. The crowd's expressions shift from polite interest to awe. Simon blinks, surprised, the tone, the control, the feeling, it's not imitation, it's pure soul. Amanda Holden covers her mouth, and Alicia leans forward, eyes wide. Miguel's voice carries warmth and pain, as if every word comes from years of love and sacrifice. Even the sound technicians glance up, stunned by the magic in the room. When Miguel reaches the chorus, the lights brighten, revealing tears in the eyes of the audience. The judges exchange looks of disbelief. Simon, once skeptical, now looks moved, his doubt slowly replaced by quiet admiration as Miguel continues to sing his heart out. The moment Miguel hits the chorus, the entire hall seems to freeze. His voice, smooth yet powerful, echoes through the grand theater like a wave of emotion. Every note feels alive, dripping with sincerity and nostalgia. The audience is motionless, their eyes fixed on this young Filipino standing tall under the golden spotlight. His tone carries the soul of Elvis but with a tenderness that's entirely his own. The judges lean forward unconsciously, drawn into his performance. Amanda's hand presses against her chest as if steadying her heart. Alicia whispers something to David, unable to hide her amazement. Simon, known for his unshakable expression, looks up from his notes, his jaw slightly slack. Miguel's eyes glisten under the lights as he sings the line, "Take my hand, take my whole life too," and his voice cracks, not from weakness, but from raw emotion. The crowd feels it. People in the front row begin wiping tears from their eyes. The camera zooms in on Miguel's face, showing every ounce of love and longing poured into the song. By the time he strums the final chord, the silence is electric, the kind that comes before an eruption. Then, as the last note fades, the entire theater explodes in applause. Cheers, whistles, and gasps fill the air. Miguel stands frozen, overwhelmed, as the crowd chants his name. Even Simon can't hide his smile. This wasn't just a song, it was a soul laid bare for the world to witness. As the final note fades, a hush sweeps over the theater, the kind of silence that speaks louder than words. Then, suddenly, the audience rises to their feet in a thunderous standing ovation. The cheers are deafening, echoing across the grand hall. Amanda wipes away tears, clapping with emotion, while Alicia looks completely speechless, her eyes glistening. David Walliams jumps to his feet, shouting, "That was unbelievable." But it's Simon Cowell's reaction that makes the moment unforgettable. He leans forward, his stern face softening, and says slowly, "That was pure magic. You sang that song better than Elvis himself." The crowd roars even louder, their voices filling every corner of the room. Miguel stands on stage, eyes wide, tears streaming down his face, unable to believe what's happening. He looks up as Simon reaches out and slams the golden buzzer. Instantly, golden confetti rains down from above like a shower of dreams come true. Miguel drops to his knees, overcome with emotion, clutching his guitar as the lights glimmer around him. The judges walk onto the stage, embracing him one by one. The crowd chants his name, Miguel. Miguel. Cameras flash, confetti sparkles, and for a moment, the world feels frozen in triumph. The humble boy from Quezon City has just conquered the stage of Ireland's Got Talent. His journey, once just a dream whispered in the streets of Manila, has turned into a golden reality under the bright lights of the world. Back in Quezon City, the night sky glows softly above the small neighborhood where Miguel grew up. Inside a modest home, Lola Rosa sits on a wooden chair, her hands trembling as she holds the TV remote. The screen flashes the moment her grandson receives the golden buzzer, golden confetti raining down like a miracle. Tears stream down her wrinkled cheeks as she whispers, "Miguel, Apo Ko, you did it." Around her, neighbors gather, clapping and cheering, their pride filling the air. Children run through the narrow streets shouting his name, Miguel from Quezon City. The joy spreads like wildfire through the community that once watched him sing at small events and church gatherings. Lola closes her eyes and smiles, remembering the little boy who used to sing Elvis songs barefoot in their living room. Meanwhile, across the ocean, Miguel stands on stage, still in awe, clutching his guitar as photographers surround him. In his mind, he sees his grandmother's face, her smile brighter than any spotlight. He whispers a quiet thank you to her, to his homeland, to every dream that kept him going. As the camera pans out, his victory echoes not just for him but for every Filipino who dares to dream beyond borders. The music swells softly, and Miguel bows deeply, holding his guitar close to his heart. In that moment, the world sees not just a singer, but the pride of the Philippines standing tall on an international stage.